Brother Anthony Thomas. Romans the 12th chapter, 17 through 21.
Recompense to no man evil for evil. Five things honest, and just like all men. If it be possible, as much as lies in you, deal peaceably with all men. Dearly beloved, revenge not yourself, but wrath given place unto wrath. For it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, says the Lord. Therefore, if thy enemy hunger, feed him. If he thirst, give him drink. For in so do those that shall heap coals of fire on his head. Be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good.
Yes. This morning, I want to talk to you about be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good. Be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good. Go back to Romans 12 and 17. It says, recompense no man evil for evil. Provide things honest in the sight of all men. Why? Why not do evil for evil? You know, I can remember Mom and Daddy telling me when we were growing up, and they would say two wrongs don't make a right. Just because somebody done did you wrong, but you turn around and do wrong to them. Don't take matters into your own hand. And now I know some of these things, what I'm saying now, I ain't saying they're easy to do.
Amen.
But we got to learn how to swallow. I mean, and take a deep go. Because sometimes I know it's hard to walk away. But to walk away is the best thing to do. Don't do evil for evil. In Luke 14, 12 through 14, Brother Daniels.
Then said he also to him that bade with him, when thou makest a dinner or a supper, call not thy friends, nor thy brother, neither thy kinsmen, nor thy rich neighbors, lest they also bid thee again, and a recompense be made thee. Or when thou makest a feast, call the poor, the maimed, the lame, the blind, and thou shalt be blessed, but they cannot recompense thee, but thou shalt be recompensed at the resurrection of the just.
Jesus says, when you make this great feast or dinner, Jesus said, don't invite your friends. Don't invite the rich people. Don't invite those ones who could repay you. But invite those ones who can't. Invite the poor. Invite the blind, the maimed. Someone who can't help themselves, but you reach out and you help them. They can't repay you. Recompense means to pay or repay you for something that you have done. I remember that James Brown made this record, The Big Pay Thing. We ain't trying to pay nobody back. We can't sit there and hold grudges in our hearts. In our hearts. You think about how I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. You treated me bad. You mistreated me, and I'm gonna get you back. I don't care what it takes. I don't care how long it takes, but I'm gonna get you. What if Jesus had a thought like that? Now I see these men. I was listening to Martin Luther King the other day, and he was saying that how Mahatma Gandhi, he was one of the ones who had this nonviolent thing over in this country to get freedom for us people and all this kind of stuff. But let me tell you something. Jesus had the most nonviolent ministry throughout the whole world. Yeah. It was nonviolent. Even though they tried to do Jesus wrong, what did Jesus do? You know how Jesus, I'm pretty sure when he fed those 5,000 men besides women and children, I'm pretty sure now some of those ones that were trying to kill him, or some of those ones that was against him, was out there eating that food too. So he fed them now, didn't he? Jesus was nonviolent throughout his whole life. Even when they hung him up on the cross, Jesus was still nonviolent. Because if I could have called 12 legions of angels, I'm sitting there, I'm hanging up on the cross, and I'm suffering like this, and I could call 12 legions of angels, buddy, y'all would have buddy, y'all would have been in trouble. But recompense. No man. Evil for evil. Provide things honest in the sight of all men. In verse number 18 it says, if it be possible, as much as life in you, live peaceably with all men. As much as life in you, live peaceably all men. Well, if they're doing you wrong, you ain't got to stay there and take it. You could leave that situation and put yourself in a better situation. I ain't saying they're going. Let me tell you something. Stuff happened to you. I ain't gonna say this. It don't hurt you. But if I say that, I'd be lying. Yes, it hurts you. It hurts. It hurts to be ostracized. People don't want to be around you because they say that, you know, you're a Christian and you think you're more holier than that and all this kind of stuff. They're trying to find any reason. You don't have to You don't have to be in that situation if you don't want to be. Once you done what you supposed to do, I think Jesus said, shake your dust off your feet, didn't he? You ain't got to sit there and take that mess. In Hebrews, Brother KJ, Hebrews 12, 14 through 15.
Follow peace with all men and holiness, without which no man shall see the Lord. Looking diligently, lest any man fail. With the grace of God, let you leave the bitterness spring up trouble you, and thereby may be defiled.
Meaning, that root of bitterness that springs up in you, and what it do, it defiles you. It defiles you. I think I wrote down a definition for defile. Oh, yes. It means filthy, dirty, impure, polluted. If that bitterness springs up in you, it defiles you. You holding a grudge in your heart against your brother or your sister when you don't have to. Just like I said now, I ain't gonna sit here and tell you it don't hurt, it don't bother you and stuff like that. Let me tell you, time heal all wounds. If you remove yourself from that situation, go on out there and bump your head up against the wall if you have to, shed some tears if you have to, but do what you gotta do. That root of bitterness won't spring up in you now, and it defiles you. And at the gate, when you can stand before Jesus at the judgment, that root of bitterness won't be found in you. Be not overcome of evil, overcome evil with good. Mark 9:50, Brother Williams.
Salt is good, but if the salt has lost its saltiness, where will ye season it? Have salt in yourselves and have peace one with another.
Have salt in yourself. Being bitter ain't no salt. Being bitter is not having salt in yourself. How can you talk to somebody and you bitter all the time? I know I've heard people say that misery loves company. I don't want to be around nobody who's miserable all the time. Amen. You got to be happy sometime. God done did something good for you. Well, when you woke you up, you ought to be happy. At least be happy for that. But you find you miserable about everything. You find a fault by everything. Bitterness, anger, being grudgeful, and sitting there trying to hold a grudge against people. And it could be 20, 30, 40, 50 years, and you sit there and you still the same old thing for what happened back there years ago. And you're bringing that stuff up. As if you ain't never did nothing to nobody. Be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good. Then in verse number 19 it said, dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. For it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord. Let me tell you something. When the Lord gives his judgment is honest, is truthful, is right, and you can't sit there, cause just like last week when I was doing the lesson saying that God say I can see you. Let me tell you something, we can't hide from God. God sees your intent. He sees what you are thinking before you think it. And then we gonna think we gonna fool God? No, you fooling yourself. Don't take matters into your own hands. Don't think because you've been wrong, I've been wrong, I can sit there and make and try to get back at somebody because they've done something to me. Well, I'm gonna tell you something. I've done stuff to people that I know it was wrong to. Didn't know it at the time, but you know when you find out you done something wrong, I'm gonna tell you, I try to at least go by and say I'm sorry. If I get a chance, I'm gonna try. I'm not perfect. I've said and done things to people that I shouldn't have done and didn't realize it, but at least if I get a chance to make that right, I'm gonna try to make it right. And I'm not gonna hold no grudge. Not gonna. No. But being grudgeful, that's wrong. Brother James Thomas, Leviticus 19:18. Leviticus 19:18. And Brother Daniels, get for me Proverbs 24:29 and 17. Brother KJ, get for me Deuteronomy 32:35. Brother Anthony Thomas, get for me Hebrews 10 and 30. Y'all got to remember where you're at now, because I ain't right. Y'all got to remember where you're at, Brother James Thomas.
Leviticus 19, verses 18.
Yes.
Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord.
I am the Lord. This is the Lord speaking, telling you, don't avenge a holy grudge. Brother, who's next? All right, go ahead, Brother D.
Proverbs 24:29.
And 17.
Say not, I will do so to him as he had done to me.
Mm-hmm.
I will render to the man according to his work. Verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
Rejoice not when thine enemy falleth, and let not thine heart be glad when he stumbleth.
Mm-hmm. Man, the Lord, you see how just God is? Don't avenge. Don't hold a grudge. Don't you be happy because your enemy fall. Because it could be you that's going to fall one day. Who next? Go ahead.
To thee belong vengeance and recompense. Their foot shall slide in due time. So the day of their calamity is at hand. The things that shall come upon them may pay.
It's coming. The Lord is going to do all the paying. And when God do the paying, His payment is just. It's not unfair, because now, just like I said, God sees us all. Every move we make, whether it's in the dark or in the light, He sees. Who's next? That's it?
So, I have a-
Brother Thomas? Yeah?
For we know him that have said, vengeance longeth unto me. I will recompense, says the Lord. And again, the Lord shall judge his people.
The Lord is going to do the judging. Now in verse number 20, this is the one that where you got to show no swallow. It said, therefore, if thine enemy hunger, he said, feed. You tell me, you mean to tell me I gotta feed my enemy? Now, the Bible says yes. If that enemy hunger, feed him. If he thirst, give him drink. For in so doing, thou shalt heap coals of fire on his head. If your enemy, if somebody have done you wrong and holding a grudge against you, if you put your foot out in the aisle and somebody step on your toes and didn't say, I'm sorry, if we holding grudges, if your enemy hunger, you gotta feed it. If he's thirsty, you gotta give him a drink. In so doing, you heaping coals of fire on his head. I know I read something in one of the commentaries said that when you do this, that you put him in a position of where he's thinking that that he done you wrong, you doing him right, so it's supposed to shock him in doing what is right. That's what he was saying. Man, this is a hard saying. Now, if you think it's not, this is a hard saying. If your enemy hunger, you feed it. If he thirsts, you give him drink. You know this takes somebody. This is work. This taking some time for you got to change. And you changing not to please you, but you changing to please the Almighty. Then it says, be not overcome of evil. Not overcome evil. We good. You know how much evil is going on in this world? You got to overcome that evil. We good. Don't tell me things don't happen to you every day to where it sparks a little anger in you. You get all riled up, but hey, you better check yourself and lower your temperature. Yeah, some things that happen to you that ain't not right. I ain't gonna sit there and say they don't. Yes, they do. But don't be overcome of evil. Overcome evil. We're good. I got a few more minutes. You know where I'm coming, don't you? You know where I'm coming. Well, you're gonna appreciate this one day. Brother KJ.
Good job.
All right. Brother William, you ain't been here, you ain't been here. What you got? Cut my brother, baby.
It's hard to do.
You got to do it. Let me tell you, this is a must. And it's gonna take some work. It's gonna take some humility on our part. Let me tell you something. Jesus had every right to get down off that cross. Why? He stayed there for you and for me. It was a non-violent ministry what Jesus had. And he could have came down, but he stayed there for you and me. Brother Jackson.
Well, you know, when we grow up, we taught if somebody hit you,
Yeah.
you go hit them back. But Jesus transformed our mind. He was transformed by the renewing. You got to get to that old way of thinking, to get to that new way of thinking, because this world's not our home. We're not trying to just stay here. We're trying to go further. And so it's a transformed mind. You say it's not easy, it's not, but we got to transform our mind.
And it's a daily job to try to do this.
Yes.
Brother Jones.
Going through daily travels and daily walks of life, and even something as simple as driving and somebody just cut you off for no reason, you have to say, Lord, it's okay.
Yeah.
And just let it go. And sometimes it's hard, but when you do understand, like Brother Jackson said, what your goal is, then it becomes a little bit easier.
Brother Daniels.
You know, society will almost tempt us to do evil for evil. But we know that the Word of God teaches us to do good unto all men, especially those of the household of faith. So we got to stick to the Word of God.
Brother Anthony Thomas.
So Walter, I just got a repent about something, and you came and did a lesson on it. And you come right up and did a lesson on it. First of all, I want to thank you. And I understand these things, but thank you, brother.
Hey, let me tell you something. This lesson hit me first. It didn't hit you first, it hit me first. So, hey, I'm just telling you, it came to me first. It stepped all over my toes. So, hey, Brother James Thomas.
I just say, I was just thinking about the day I used to get ready to beat me, get ready to kill me. And he always sit down and tell me, it's gonna do you some good. I know it's gonna hurt. I know it's gonna hurt when somebody do you wrong. You know, you wonder deep down, you have to be a good-hearted person so you know turn the other cheek. But he said later on, like you say, it's gonna do you some good. And he said, be not overcome with evil, but overcome evil with good. And you know, right now, I'm still trying to overcome and beat him. But you know, I look back over, and I raised my kids, you know, now I realize what dad meant, you know, but it's gonna do you some good.
Hey, if mom and dad beat me, you know what? I've never been in, I went to juvenile one time, but I've never been in prison or locked up in jail.
Yeah.
I went to juvenile one time. When I got out there, the judge told me, he said, I'm gonna give you some time. The next time I come before him,
Amen.
While the words are falling off his lips, I was saying to myself, you ain't got to worry about me coming back here no more. And I've never been back. You got something to say, brother? Okay. But be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good. This is my lesson.